Hello YouTubers. Well, what am I up to in this video? I'm going to be taking the old international paylogger skidder out to pull a skid of firewood into the yard here, hopefully. So anyways, going to be doing an inaugural run, so to speak, here on the little Jonsered 2156 here. First time out in the wood for this saw, and first time out this season with the skidder here, dragging a little bit of firewood. So anyways, we're gonna head off to the bush and we're gonna see how it goes. Machine is already warmed up. I started it before, so we'll see if it refires here. Anyways, we're out over here in my back cow pasture here, and got a few more dead pines here. This one, as you can see here, the needles have turned red, or what's left of them. Most of them have fallen off already. This tree's been dead for a while. The pine beetles got into this one, so we're gonna knock it down. It's leaning back this way towards the camera, but it also has some side lean over that way, and that's kind of where I want to put it down over there. So if I don't want to go, I'm going to take and got the skidder here. I'll just get in behind it here and I'll give it a shove and push it over. We're going to give the little 2156 its maiden run here. So anyways, we'll get you folks set up and we'll get you a view here. Okay, well, anyways, we got it down safely on the ground here, and kind of a added side benefit here. I hit that, had enough momentum once it went over that it hit that dead ugly poplar over there and knocked off all those dangerous it had some hanger branches in there, widowmakers, ready to come down and take you out there, so to speak, if you got anywhere near that sucker. So I'm kind of glad it brushed that tree pretty hard, and it swiped all the dead limbs off it. There's a few twigs left on it, but not much. It's just a dead dry stick now, so I'll probably go ahead and throw that down here too. And over there's a few more pines mixed in with the poplars here, but there's 2 or 3 more dead ones over there, so I'm going to try and go ahead and throw those down. And then what I'm going to do is take the skidder and pick this up, move it over, and then try and double pick it and swing the top over there. I got kind of an access trail through here. I don't want to limb this out over here. What I want to do is bunch up these trees, grab them and pull them up over here. I got a burn pile over there, so I'm going to bring it up next to that burn pile, and I'll tramp it back and forth drop my load, and I'll back up and go ahead and back 2-3 times and bust a whole bunch of these branches and limbs off next to the burn pile. And then I can just push it up in the pile, and then I can finish limbing off or trimming off all the knots and stubs and whatever and clean this up, and I'll have a small load, and I'm just going to take and drag this all the way back to my farmyard in that direction. And I've got a spot there by my old mill site there where I like to cut up wood. Little extra interesting side note here. This tree didn't go in any direction. It was kind of neutral weighted, as in it didn't tip back. I left a fair bit of heavy holding wood, and I made a higher back notch here, and so it would lay down. And I took a fairly wide, made a traditional cut, but I did a fairly wide face cut on it. So opened it up so it let it fall, and you can see it actually broke or pulled the fibers down towards the stump, so down into the stump type of thing. So worked out well. This pine tree hasn't been dead for that long. Pine trees are very short fibered, brittle wood, especially once they're dead, and they usually break off the stump pretty quick. But this one held on for still had a little bit of green fiber in it, so it held on pretty good. Now I took a fairly deep face cut into it. It's just how I do it. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. I just wanted the tree to cave in on itself, but when you do that, the tree will leave the stump pretty quick though when it does start to go. So anyways, we're going to continue on here. Maybe I'll get you a little more footage of me dropping a couple more of these dead trees over here. So one other little side note here. Don't do what I just did. Mistake on my part here. I went and got a little carried away when I started cutting. I forgot all about the camera and going on about business as usual, and I realized I was just about ready to drop this tree here when the camera was still out over here in front of the tree. So normally that's a no-no. You don't step out in front of a tree that's already mostly cut up to do anything. You stay out of that. That's a crush zone or kill zone. You don't want to get out in front of a tree, but well, I had to retrieve my camera, but once I put my back cut in, I usually get the hell out of there, and you don't go anywhere near the front of a tree. You stay away, because that's, like I say, a kill zone. So okay, next victim here, so to speak. Another sketchy pine here. This one is I want to send it that way, but it's leaning heavy to the side this way, which is fine. I can just back in, grab it, and pull it anyway. So I'm not going to fight with it, because there's another green pine right behind it. So I try to send it that way. It's kind of, well, it's going to get hung up in it anyways, and then I'll be screwing around trying to get it down, or I'll have to come and push and pull with the skidder to get it out of there. So it's just easier for me just to drop it off to the left here and be done. But it's leaning that way anyways. I got some other ones over here, but unfortunately they're kind of tangled up in behind a couple of the other, some green stuff, though there's one here I can get, but the rest of them are all leaning. The rest of these buggers here on the back side here, you probably can't see on camera, but there's my outer fence line is right here by the road. There's a 7200 volt main power line that runs by here, and those trees are definitely within striking distance of that line if they go over the fence. So I definitely don't want to do that. I'll be facing a fine from the power company, and the chance of well, knocking out power to the whole community, half the community here. So don't want to do that. So anyways, yeah, anywho, that might be a battle for another day. I'm just going to grab the ones here that are easiest to get down. This one here, and like I say, maybe there's a half tree stub here, broken stump stub here, so go. Another one down. So far this little 2156, I've only made a few cuts with it, but a very gutsy little saw. I'm pretty impressed with it, so I'm pretty happy with that. So anyways, we got that one down. We'll don't think I'll bore you folks with too much more of this. There's not too much more exciting going on here other than I'll just be dropping a couple more stubs here, and then I'll get you some footage here when I get the old skidder over there going here, and I'll start bunching these up and skidding, and then I'll get maybe some footage here as me limbing out some of this stuff. So. This is a little bit sketchy here. I got these two trees that are leaning back at the machine. Like I say, the fence line is just over to my right there, about 30 feet away. So yeah, you're going to see if something's going to go wrong. You folks are going to be the first to see it here. So I'm going to ease my way up to the tree here and try and push it over gently. I got everything cut up here already. To make matters worse, it's a dual stem tree. They're both two small skinny trees growing out of one stump. So if one breaks off and takes off in the other direction, here we go. There we go. It's hung up in a couple of poplars up top here, but that's what I want. I got it leaning half over here, down off the stump there, so it's safely away from the road. So now I'm just going to try and I'm going to open up my grapple and grab a hold of the bugger, back up, grab a hold, and then pull it ahead out of the other tree there. Trying to do this one-handed here on the machine here while holding the camera is a little bit tricky here. We'll get up closer here and then I'll try and lower my... There we go. There. Got the... There we go. That one's down, the other one's still hung up. Try and squirrel our way out of here. There we go. Everything is down inside the fence, away from the power line, and we got a grapple on it. Got a grab on it with the grapple. So working in some tight quarters here. on the back. The other smaller one slipped out of the grapple because, like I say, I'm not paying attention here. Usually I can hang on to them, but trying to run the camera and the skidder at the same time here is a little bit difficult here. So here, as you can see, there's a reason why I tramp back and forth over the trees with the machine with the blade down like that. It gets all the big high limbs busted down on the ground, and then when I get I'm going to grab a couple more, bring them up, do the same thing, and then each time I'm dropping a tree, I don't have to make a special, you know, I'm not doing anything special, I'm just going back and forth anyways, grabbing trees, pulling them up, making a bunch or making a skid, and at the meantime, it breaks down all the stuff. You don't have to fight with all these hairy branches up in the air. They're not coming down, falling on you, scratching up your face, and getting tangled up in them. All you got to do now is come back and trim all these stubs off. So it makes it a lot easier with the chainsaw for cleaning up. So, anyways, just gonna do this over and over here. Wash, rinse, repeat, so to speak, and keep on dragging in trees until I got a good skid here. So anyways,